Wow. Great segue.
I love it.
Welcome back to the Stockwell Roche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roche, Remax Advantage Plus.
Ghostbusters.
Lionel Richie, right?
Ray Parker.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
So we're Nikki Knuckles, Wells Fargo's here, Jennifer Gagne with HMS Warranty, and Ben Nelson. Ben Nelson with Farmers gave great information and advice before end of last segment, and Jennifer had some great advice for that. The segue, the Ghostbusters, we have something else we want to talk about. It says scary home problems that could raise the dead.
Good job.
So
way to bring
we're
that
talking about that for the first part, and then
gosh.
Nikki will be talking about some events that she has coming up and some other good information for home buyers. But scary home problems, and we talked about these a little bit before, Ben. Foundation issues. That is number one on the list
That's scary.
of being scary. So being that I'm in the industry, Josh, you're in the industry, we see a ton of foundations. There's a lot of older homes in our area, in Minneapolis, especially in St. Paul, in the city. But around you can get foundations outside of there too. But typically not as bad as it seems, just like most things. So, but make sure you're consulting with us or an expert, because we probably know people that can fix these for far less than you would anticipate doing. So if you love a house and you go through it and you get the inspection and
It's got foundation
issues, it's not necessarily a reason to just totally run and be scared to death. So,
But sometimes it can be.
But sometimes it can
You can
be.
run and
Yes.
be scared.
It can be. So foundation issues, mold problems.
See, I see that one a lot, actually. The mold problems, people, just like you said, over the winter, pipes are done.
Let it go.
You come back, and mold everywhere. The pipe is burst. There's water everything, and then shut down the water.
Yep.
Sometimes you see them when people move a couch from a corner in a basement that's been sitting there for a long time, and it's kind of damp down there. And it's a corner of a house, and it may be a low spot, or the grading might not be exactly right, or the gutters might not be kicking out. We get a lot of moisture in the summer, so that can be a problem. So have that checked out. Again, sometimes it can be a little scary, but it's not usually as bad as you would think too. So there's remedies for these. There's experts that can handle these and take care of these. And then water damage kind of goes along with mold problems, but water damage is a thing that could cause people to be extremely scared.
So do we got Ghostbusters phone number for that, for people to call?
All of these things, consult us or call us if you have questions on it. If you find these, we have people that can help out with them. And then, of course, Ben can give you a quote on the insurance for those if it's a vacant property or if there's issues that you get remedied, and then how that would affect you as well. But so 651-400-0773 is the number. tcrealestatehour.com, tcrealestatehour.com. Go to YouTube. You can see us on YouTube on the Stockwell Roche Show, or on Facebook under Stockwell Roche. Want to go to Nikki Knuckles with Wells Fargo and talk about some of the upcoming events and excitement that's going on.
Hey, I'm really excited. I'm sorry. We had a great show a couple months ago. Remember when we did the myth?
Oh, yeah.
Mythbusters.
Oh,
yes. Hey, see? We could.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you about the two events coming up, and I'm really excited about them. But let me do two Mythbusters.
Okay.
Credit score. You don't have to have a super high credit score to purchase a home, but paying your bills on time is really important. So that was one of the myths.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's go through that one real quick before going to another myth. I want a little bit more explanation on that.
Credit.
Everybody's got one. Well,
Score. Everybody's got a credit score.
Okay.
You can get your annual at www.annualcreditreport.com. Get your free one once a year. Check it out. But we all do have credit scores, right?
We try to. Right.
Well, yeah. Thank you. That was a good clarification, because you're right. Not everybody does have a credit score if they're not utilizing credit. But you don't need to necessarily have a credit score to purchase a home, and you don't necessarily need to have a very high credit score.
Yeah, I think the people out there, general, I think you had stats on that, but the general public seems to think that they're lesser. They're not able to because their credit score is lower, and they may not know what lower is or what that means, but they just think that it's not good.
So get it checked. So talk with someone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
What's the other myth?
Oh, the other one was down payment. Right. Remember, we gave that statistic, 44% of people surveyed in one of the surveys that we did, and it mirrors many others, is that you need a 20% down. People really think that.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't. There's so many low down payment products and programs. And then there are also not as much as there used to be, but down payment assistance programs as well.
Yes.
So those were two myths I wanted to quick do. I thought, Ghostbusters.
Yes, those make total sense. And get checked out. Have a plan, but have someone help you. And again, there's tons of free advice and tons of free
she says
information
low,
you can get.
you don't need a high credit score anymore. Doesn't that remind you of where we were at, like in 2006, 2007?
A little bit.
Where you
Little
didn't-
bit.
Well,
Not really, actually.
No?
I think that we've come out of a really real tight credit,
Right.
Yes.
right? And so we're loosening up just a
know
little
where
bit.
Yep, that's great, which is great. Just great for the home consumers out there that want to go buy a new home.
Yep.
I get it. But what does scare me is when it sounds like the secondary market is coming back into play a little bit. And that's kind of where we got a lot of the greed factor took place, where a lot of these no payment, low credit
That's
score.
why getting some housing counseling is so important. Getting into, some type of an 8-hour class. There's so many out
And you're
there.
right. They do have a lot
Yeah.
of classes now for
Yeah.
those.
There's a lot more
Yep.
checks
Yes,
and balances,
absolutely.
a ton more due diligence
Yes.
involved now than there was at that time.
Absolutely.
So I think if there was a correction in the market sometime in the next 6 to 18 months, it won't be to the degree, it shouldn't be to the degree that the last one was. Now, don't quote me on that if it totally goes to
Right.
Yeah, I'm not an economist, so I'm not even going to try to.
but it seems to me what I've seen in practice is what the lenders are doing in practice is actually having much better.
They are loosening up because I'm starting to see like bank statement programs come back into play.
Ooh, I haven't seen that
Yeah,
yet.
I just read that Fannie Mae, Freddie were looking at you don't have to produce pay stubs
Right.
anymore. Did
So
you read
stuff,
that this
stuff
week?
is coming back. Like
I did
that.
not
That's
see
just
that
Yeah,
part.
there was.
starting to get.
I still think you should produce pay stubs or have some
Well,
sort
I
of
think so,
income.
too.
Well, actually, if you're self-employed, though, you do tax returns.
CPA.
So
Well,
you do tax returns, right?
Are there programs
It is
coming back
so
out for
important to
self-employed?
budget and know what you can afford and
Yeah.
being very realistic about it.
Yep.
And so I think that that is where www.hocmn.org, Homeownership Center, Minnesota.
Yes.
Find
very valuable.
find a class, get into it, figure out your
Reach
budget,
out.
get to a good space, see where you're at with your credit. Events.
Events. We love events.
So I have the privilege of being a charitable giving manager for Wells Fargo Housing Foundation.
Nice.
And we had an opportunity to make some investment in really getting to understand the voice of community through some listening. When I say we, I should say we underwrote a neat program called Make Money Work with Twin City Public Television and Echo, Minnesota. And out of this project, out of this program, is this Make Money Work, these two documentaries. Currently, you can view them on Twin City Public Television. But we have some screenings of these documentaries coming up. And they're the project, again, Make Money Work. And the two documentaries are New American Dreams, and the other one is Financial Freedom. So we wanted to look at what does the culture of banking and lending and what does that look and feel like to community, and what do, when people's cultural background, sort of maybe their homeland where they came new to this country, the experience with money is very different here in the United States. And so we wanted to be able to figure out a way to build some bridges between new Americans, African Americans, and the banking system, and looking at this amazing network of nonprofit providers that are out here doing homebuyer counseling, education, the classes. And we wanted to be able to bridge and tell some stories. So we have two events, again, coming up on October 29th. We'll be at the Wilder Center, which is located at 451 Lexington Parkway North, St. Paul. And we'll be there from 5 to 7, again, October 29th. We'll have a wonderful panel to discuss the new American dream. And what does that look and feel like for people of various ethnic backgrounds? And how do we bridge and communicate better? On November 4th at the Minneapolis Urban League, which is 2100 Plymouth Avenue North, we're going to have a real powerful event there as well. And we'll have a wonderful panel of industry experts that are going to be able to talk about, what's happened historically for African Americans in this country. And, going from 40 acres and a mule to the conversation about redlining and what is that? What is those impacts? What have those impacts had on community? And then getting into some other policy conversation, but really bringing up a story of a woman named Miss Jackson. She fell on some hard times. She lost her job. She did go into foreclosure. She did a short sale. And we hear about her story, how she comes back through, finding a nonprofit that worked with her, who stood in the gap with her and got her back on track. And actually, she's in the market to purchase a home today. And so it's, again, that ready again customer, they're out there, they're coming.
Yep.
We need to support them.
So what are the dates of the events again? 29th and...
Yep, October 29th, Wilder, 5 to 7, and November 4th, Urban League from 5 to 7.
Nice.
Awesome. Great events. And with that, we'll be back with
Interesting,
more after this. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh O'Shea, Remix Advantage Plus.